They think the possible suspect is this somebody who all along there was some suspicion?
About all that, all them gnats, you know, they can't really touch me. Y'all, at the end of the day, y'all see and y'all know what it is. You know, the track record, y'all know the business acumen, y'all know the community service. I don't even care if it's hard to believe because the proof is there.
Even though everyone is aware of the identity of the person who shot Patrick dead in 1996, police have reason to suspect that there is more to the story. It seems that the recently reopened case has rocked the music industry, sending one infamous hip-hop mogul into a tailspin as the truth about his involvement in this crime suddenly came to light.
Nearly 27 years after that infamous night, but he's happy it's happening, and he says he hopes it'll bring some more closure to the case.
It appears that the authorities now have a lot more signs pointing to the individual planning this crime, even though no arrests have ever been made in the wake of the brutal shooting of the 25-year-old rap legend nearly 3 decades ago. On July 18th, Las Vegas police confirmed that they had executed a search warrant related to Tupac Shakur's long-unsolved shooting, bringing the case back into the public eye nearly 30 years after the rap legend's death. While fans in Tupac's family are holding out hope that the perpetrator will finally be held accountable for this horrible crime, one person is now experiencing panic: the case's primary suspect. Renowned scene of music producers Diddy comes.
Do you feel like Puffy owe you?
Yeah, he should. I think he should look out.
Despite the man's repeated public claims that he was in the car when gunshots rang out and shot the rapper who was a passenger in another vehicle, Tupac Shakur's tragic death has remained a mystery for the better part of 3 decades. However, it appears that the police are getting closer to providing more information about the incident and have found a lot of intriguing evidence. For laptops, an iPhone, a desktop, a few tablets with broken screens, and a problem 2 black tubs containing pictures, and a Vibe magazine about Shakur, together with the bullets that might have been used to shoot the rapping.
And subsequently that gun is used to shoot Tupac. So he's openly saying that he's, you know, a significant part of this whole murder.
Although the police don't currently share their findings with the media or reporters, there has been speculation in Hollywood that Diddy, the main suspect in this case, may suffer if his case is reopened after nearly 3 decades. Although Diddy's music mogul has an alibi for that night and wasn't far from the crime scene, there is a belief that he hired a hitman to kill the rapper. In Las Vegas, police searched a residence linked to Dwayne Keith Davis, also known as Keefy D, who has been a key player in the case for a long time in his book Compton Street Legends. Despite his claims that he knows everything about the case and was even giving the gun to Orlando Anderson, the alleged shooter, Keefy has never been charged or arrested as an accomplice. Apparently, police value his testimony too much, and now it seems like they have the final piece of the puzzle and are prepared to charge Diddy, the main antagonist in this story. Davis describes himself as one of 3 living witnesses to Shakur's shooting, according to the book's description on Amazon.
In the community, as we know, and in the streets, there was never a mystery to who killed Tupac. That was never a mystery.
Diddy may have forgotten the simple fact that karma will come back to you with punishment when you least expect it, but there have been rumors circulating in the past that he paid off the police and investigators and used all of his influence and action to touch this case and turn it into the unsolved mystery of the 1990s. Now that Keefy D's house has been searched and numerous new evidence of his and Diddy's involvement has been found, it seemed like a matter of time because the officers would be knocking on the music mogul's door with a warrant.
So when I hear or I see things and I'm like, wow, this vibe that they got.
Although there have been no official responses to this issue as of yet, numerous individuals and hints have indicated that Diddy was keen to silence Tupac 2 years before the fatal event. The music mogul publicly accused Tupac of lying, claiming that he not only knew about the attack, but also assisted in planning the shooting and beating. He claimed that Shakur was shot multiple times during a robbery in the lobby of a hotel in Midtown Manhattan, that he was shot multiple times, and that he lost $40,000. Neither Biggie Wallace nor I knew of any attack prior to, during, or following it, but we all know how he typically responds to all accusations in his own words, and that other rappers constantly attempt to damage his reputation and bring him down because of their envy.
There has been negative propaganda put out about me that's not true.
However, He now appears to have lost confidence after learning that the case, which includes a ton of new evidence, will be presented to a grand jury in Las Vegas. What's worse for the notorious music mogul is that, according to someone with direct knowledge of the investigation, no one was allowed to speak publicly to prevent any links. However, many people don't even need more clues because, as one user commented, everyone knows it was Puff Daddy. It was never a mystery. He'd pay the Crips because Orlando had some revenge against Tupac, but he loved him, and all A2. Another user added that Combs has blood on his hands, just as Suge Knight has blood on his hands with regard to Easy 8. Now, let's see how Diddy will attempt to preserve his freedom and reputation this time around. There are too many clues that essentially point to his involvement in this case, and this isn't the first time his name has come up in discussions about this tragic event. Do you recall how retired Lap Police Officer Greg Caden claimed that Diddy orchestrated Tupac's death and a drive-by shooting?
For Sean Combs, I mean, what are his choices really? I mean, is he going to come out and confess to his association with the killers of Tupac?
Greg directly accused Diddy of planning Tupac's shooting death in his documentary, and he discovered that Wayne Keith had used $1 million to kill the rival while Katie maintained that the Los Angeles Police Department had resolved the case years prior. However, there was no compelling explanation for Diddy's lack of charges in the movie. Katie claimed that in addition to declining to prosecute Tupac's case because the accused shooter, Orlando Anderson, had already died from a shooting in an unrelated incident, Los Angeles officials also chose not to charge Combs in part due to his popularity.
There's a pretty good chance that Orlando Anderson would have been charged had more time been given to put the case together.
Greg Caden now asserts that he killed everyone who was connected to his shooting death, but he made a mistake by allowing Key Fitty to live. Now that the police have searched his home, they have more proof to charge the music mogul because, according to Caden, Diddy had no other option, and although it's difficult to determine who initiated the feud between the rappers on the West Coast and the East Coast, it appears that Diddy decided to fire first against his enemies. Diddy was in a desperate situation and knew that, had he not taken matters into his own hands, he might have been the one shot. Diddy himself has stated several times that there are many people in the industry who wish him harm, and his primary responsibility when he wakes up each day is to defend himself.
But I'm not playing. I'm back outside and I'm fighting back for us, and I'm also do a little fighting back for me.
However, if Diddy truly wants to rescue himself this time, he needs to utilize every tactic at his disposal because, in addition to the police pursuing him, it seems like the entire industry is poised to drag him down for masterminding this heinous crime. Eminem, another hip-hop legend, was so moved and shocked by Tupac's passing that he even publicly blamed it in his song Kill Shot. The line goes, "But Kells, the day you put out it hits the day Diddy admits that he put out a hits the day that he admits that he put out the hit that got Pac." Oh, I'm tired of seeing you drenched. Even though Eminem claims at the conclusion of the song that he is only playing with Puffy, Slim Shady seems to take it more seriously because, as he once said, Tupac had a huge influence on him.
He was the first rapper to me that could make you cry. Like I felt him that much.
Diddy's fate is now in the hands of the police, and there is hope that he will be apprehended for the crime he orchestrated 3 decades ago. However, there is one viewpoint regarding Diddy's long-awaited imprisonment, with some internet users writing things like, "The wrath of the Lord is moving on Dirty Money Diddy for surely," and it appears that other fans have given up hope. One of these skeptics said that nothing will come of this Puffy unless they get some recording or film. What do you think of this guy? Did he escape this time as usual, or is the evidence against him too strong and his deep pockets won't rescue him this time? Time will tell if the person responsible for this crime will face consequences. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I promise to be back soon. Please leave your opinions in the comments section below. I'd love to hear what you think. In the meantime, watch my other movies about the negative aspects of the music business.